Very good afternoon to all our presented attendees. On behalf of entire team of International Institute of Event Design, I would like to welcome you all for our today's webinar on graphics design. In order to guide us about graphics design, we have with us Mr. Sushant Vaidande. Sushant, who was a Fountainhead employee, a special events project, who worked with multiple events like ISL opening ceremony, Khelo India opening ceremony, and one of the biggest award function, which was Filmfare Awards. On behalf of entire team of International Institute of Event Design, I would like to welcome Sushant. Sushant, welcome.
Hi, thank you very much, Raj. I hope you can see me.
Yeah, I can see you. We all can hear you also. That's great.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, Sushant, for joining us today. I'm sure our students are eagerly waiting to hear you out. So without further ado, we'll start our session. Over to you, Sushant.
Thank you so much. Let me just share my screen. I hope you guys can. Is my screen visible, Raj?
Yes.
All right. So good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, ED, for giving me this opportunity to share some of the insights that I have with the field of event design. And congratulations for you guys to actually come up with a very interesting course for the same. I'll just introduce myself. My name is Sushant, and currently I've been working, right now I'm working as a freelancer illustrator with Dragone Events and Show Creations, which is based in Luxembourg. And they have quite a few huge shows in the US and also in Dubai and China. So without wasting much time, let me just take you guys through the use of graphic design in events. As a graphic designer myself, my background basically comes from fine art. I studied painting and then applied art, and it eventually landed up in event design. So let me just take you guys to all right. So just a sneak peek into the graphic design uses in events. As I'm sure most of you guys are already aware, but if not, let me just introduce to you guys the two softwares that are mainly used. The two softwares that are mainly used for the graphics design are Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. The very main difference between both of them are Illustrator is a vector-based software, and Photoshop is a pixel-based software. Now, what is the difference between these two terms is we can see in the next slide. So yeah, vector is basically made up of small dots, and pixels are made up of small squares. And to further understand this concept, here you can see a circle made with a vector tool on Illustrator. You see very fine edges, and when you zoom into a pixel-based circle, you find these edges, square edges on the side. This is the main difference between these two vector and pixel-based software. Very interestingly, in events, we need to use graphics for print purposes as well as web design purposes as well. Web design in the sense, not website design, but graphics to be used on the web. In print, basically, you have all our flexes, our invitation cards, our all our signages and stuff like that. And on web, you have your email invites, you'll have your web banners, you'll have your websites, and various other device-based graphics that you need to make. The most important distinguish between a print and a web design would be the colors that are used. In web, you have a color system called as RGB, which is red, green, and blue, which is made up of light And in print, we use the color system of CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and K. K is basically black. If you actually see the game of these colors, is RGB basically is made up of the three light waves that we have in our devices, all our screen-based devices. When you mix all these three lights, you get the color white. And when you mix all the pigment-based, ink-based CMYK colors, you get the color black. It's a very, very interesting experiment if you guys want to do. If you have various colors lights, you can just shoot it onto a wall and you'll see a white color. Similarly, when you mix all the colors in your palette, if you have watercolors and stuff like that, if you mix all the colors together, you will get the color black. So this is about the use of colors in web and print. Then comes the minimum resolutions that you require for printing a particular artwork or a document. The minimum dots per inches in a print document is 300 dpi, and the minimum resolution for digital or web artwork is 72 ppi. Because just to reduce the file size basically for web-based applications, so that the pages load faster. Image dimensions for print and web also varies. Mainly in print materials, we use it. We make the image dimensions in inches and in feet, because like for instance your flex prints, which are anything between 1 feet to 150 or 200 feet in length, and the biggest document, or the heaviest document that you use in a web-based format, we create files using pixels. 2,400 pixels to 3,000 is 2K to 4K kind of web images we create. Another interesting distinguish between these softwares, or rather use of artworks in these softwares, are the file types. For print, we have TIFF files and EPS. For web, we have GIF and BMP. But there's very interesting combination of these files, both that could use both as JPEG, PNG, SVG, and PDF. I'm sure most of us are aware about the JPEG, PNG, and PDF formats, and also GIF, because we use a lot of GIF nowadays. So these are the file types that our softwares in graphic design are capable of exporting. A very interesting image that I found that explains the difference between RGB and CMYK is the image in RGB basically is usually backlit. All your devices, your phones, your screen, your all the display screens that you have a light source behind. So that's when the images are more brighter. And an image saved in CMYK or rather printed on a piece of paper does not have a backlit. So they appear to be a little bit dull as compared to the RGB image used for web. Use of graphics and event design. Client whose logo is blue in color. Just knocked off the logo, but imagine that there's the logo is blue and it caters to appliance brand. So we create a logo for the particular event that they're going to execute, and being from the appliance side, or the technology side, we developed a graphic language that is very much technology or chip kind of a thingy, and using the blue color, which is their brand color, we cracked one graphic language and created a logo for their particular event. This is another option of a logo that we give. We usually end up giving 2 to 3 options for the clients to choose. This is an application of the same graphic language and the logo design on the set design. So set basically are this is a 3D image created by the 3D designer, and the 2D designer graphic language is applied onto the 3D set, just to give a complete look of how your graphic language is going to combine with the 3D visualizers set modeling in 3D. This is one more example of a standee for a particular client design. on Photoshop. And sometimes clients are not very sure of how this is going to look in their premises. So we use Photoshop and some Photoshop manipulation techniques to give a glimpse to the client that this is how it is going to look in your premises. This is where we are going to place it. That this is how it is going to end up looking. So it's a mix of creating the graphics on Illustrator, and then using Photoshop, we apply it in the real time and give a client a glimpse of how it is going to look in their premise. This is another example of an existing venue, with a little bit of a stage that is there at the venue, and we want to give a glimpse to the client of how the event is eventually going to look. So what we do is we, using Photoshop, I just try to block the unwanted, things at the venue. Then I suggest, like in this, what you could we'll be able to put up on the ceiling, just to hide the shady looking ceiling. This is how the stage design could be. Okay. And then using the on Photoshop, I'll be able to also tell the client that on the side panels, we could actually use some graphics. We could use LED screens. Somehow we can decorate. So eventually, right from this existing example of a venue. So this is how it can look. Is the kind of a presentation that we would like to give to our clients, and the clients will be more than happy, to understand what as designers we are trying to pitch to them. And all this happens with the use of Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator, the software for graphic design. Also, with the use of graphic design, you can create props. So I personally like the designing props, and the software that I use are the same software that I use for creating other graphics. Here, I'll give you an example of, say, for instance, the event is an opening ceremony, and the brief is to design a handheld prop that acts as a backdrop for the lead act. And the colors that are given, or rather the costume that is already decided for the lead act, is gold and glittery. I go ahead and created this, this prop design, which when the dancers come together, it acts as a backdrop, and when they move around, it also act as a handheld prop for dancing. Also, knowing a few materials is very important and interesting. You learn this on the job when you want to suggest what kind of materials you can use to create this prop, where you can see there's a metal frame, there's an acrylic sheet for the glossy drop kind of a design, and the golden pencils that could be used to complete this entire prop. Apart from that, you can actually create these kind of grid drawings and scale drawings for production, but using Illustrator also you will be able to create working drawings. Is something that I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea about. Apart from that, a very interesting creative team hierarchy that happens in a creative agency, and for that matter in an events company. You can start in as an intern. Eventually, you become a visualizer, and depending on your interest in 2D design, 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional design, you become a 2D visualizer or a 3D visualizer. Then, after a little bit of an experience, you become a senior visualizer. Eventually, you become an associate art director, an art director, senior art director, associate creative director, and eventually, being in the management, you could actually go up till the vice president or vice president creative design or creative direction, and so on. So just to give you an idea of the growth, being a graphic designer in an events company is immense. So if you guys have any interest in taking a sneak peek into graphic design and creative graphics in event design, I think this is what you will be able to get and achieve over a period of time. If you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Please go ahead.
Yes, Sushant, first of all, I would like to ask you one question, which I think most of the students would like to ask you. How about how you started your journey into event industry, first of all, and how you end up doing Filmfare, one of the biggest award functions in Bollywood. How your journey started, and how you started ending up doing events.
So basically, my journey in the creative field started from a very early age in school.
and
Can I continue?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So basically, I had a good hand at drawing in school and always wanted to do something in the creative field. Eventually, I did foundation diploma in art and did my elementary painting from Vasavi Kasini. I wanted to always get into JJ because I knew that that JJ School of Arts is the place which actually teaches you something more about art, and I always wanted to be there. Eventually, while learning in the third year, we realized that we have this elective subject wherein you choose a particular field of applying art. We had an option of exhibition design, display, and stagecraft in JJ. And while doing, or rather, I actually selected that elective because I was very fascinated by the award shows, especially Filmfare Awards. And so it was very fascinating for me as a student of art to be able to create something as as big as great as a Filmfare Award set. So that was my elective that I chose, and I'd been waiting for to get an opportunity into in the company that actually executes Filmfare Award. This thing happened after a very long time because after I graduated from JJ, I went into various other fields. I went into video game animation. I went into uh, uh, advertising, digital advertising. Eventually, in 2018, I happened to come across the company. I found the company through their website who does Filmfare Awards. I was very fascinated on their career page. I looked for an opportunity to get in. There was an opportunity for a 2D visualizer. I applied there. I really waited anxiously to get in. And eventually in June 2018, I got an opportunity to be a part of the company who executes or rather who conducts Filmfare Awards in Mumbai. So yeah, that's where it started, and I got my dream opportunity to work on Filmfare. Apart from that, I also got to work on, in fact, not one but two Filmfare Awards. One was also outside Mumbai for the first time. The first one 2019, the second one 2020, just before Corona hit us. And yeah, so that has been the journey of me starting from very early thinking that I can draw to actually being on the set for Filmfare. It was a very interesting journey.
Great, great. So I would like to inform all our participants that they can write their questions on the chat box, and we'll ask Sushant about related to events or related to graphics. However,
I think there's one question.
okay.
Yeah. What projects do we put in our portfolio for Illustrator and PS? I'm a self-taught person. First of all, congratulations, for being a self-taught person. What kind of projects do we put in our portfolio? I would, suggest a lot of some of this photo manipulation that I just showed, is something that I started with when I started presenting my works being in the team. But apart from that, there are you can put in a logo design. Logo designing on the Illustrator would be very helpful in showing or rather demonstrating to your prospective employer that you have a good hold and good understanding about shapes. You have good understanding about the tools and good understanding about design. So logo designing is something very important that you will be able to express your skill in Illustrator. For Photoshop, there are a few interesting exercises, a few interesting projects that you can include. Some would be designing a magazine cover. Some would be designing something like a poster. These are the couple of things that will be very interesting if you add in your portfolio, especially when you are not working somewhere right now, but are really interested in getting into this. These 2-3 things are must have in your design portfolio as a graphic designer.
Career guidance with our short-term program. So we will be guiding you through all your questions, which will be coming up. So If on behalf of entire team of IIED, I would like to thank Sushant for giving your time and sharing your knowledge and experience with us and guiding some students. Thank you so much, Sushant, for joining us today. And everybody, please join us next week on our career guidance with our short-term program next weekend on 26th of June at same time. And we will meet next week. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you.